Is France heading for a civil war? It may sound like an unlikely doomsday scenario, but President Emmanuel Macron says it's possible. He made a huge gamble this month. After losing the European elections, Macron announced a snap poll. His plan was straightforward: to regain the trust of voters, to show the world that his centrist party is still popular. Just one problem, though: the gamble appears to be backfiring, which is why Macron is turning up the rhetoric. He was speaking in a podcast recently, and there he targeted both his rivals, the far left and the far right. Macron said that if either of them won, there could be civil war in France. He accused both camps of dividing French people based on religion. Just look at the opinion polls. The far right is leading the race. They are projected to get 35.5% of the votes. The left-wing coalition is in second. They could get almost 30% of the votes. And Macron centrists, they are projected to get 19.5% of the votes, meaning his coalition could end up in third. Now, the far right may not get a majority of its own, but they have a very strong lead. Polls show that French voters trust them on economy and public finance, which is why Macron is getting desperate. His term as president ends in May of 2027, but he needs a friendly parliament to make laws. Let me explain. France has a semi-presidential system of governance. The president has certain designated powers, like on foreign policy and defense. But on other issues, he needs the parliament's support. I'm talking about issues like immigration and public debt. If the president's party has a majority in parliament, no issues. They can move in lockstep. If not, the parliament can shoot down Macron's proposals. They can make him a lame duck. Just look at the United States. The president, Joe Biden, is a Democrat, but the U.S. House is Republican. As a result, many of Biden's policy proposals are on hold. And in France, it could be worse, because the French parliament is a lot more powerful. Hence all the talk about a civil war. It's not a new strategy for the French president. He has made such alarmist statements before. Let me take you back to April. Macron was laying out his policy on the European Union. There, he gave a dire warning that Europe could die. Listen to this.
Le risque est immense.
We must realize that our Europe today is mortal. It can die. It could die, and that depends entirely on our choices. But these choices must be made now, because what is at stake today is the question of peace and war on our continent, and our ability to guarantee our security or not.
That was before the European elections. Far-right parties were projected to do well, so Macron dropped this alarmist statement. And now he's doing it again. But will it work this time? The opinion polls are saying it won't. If anything, the far right is doing better. We'll know for sure by early July. France will be holding its elections in two stages. First on the 30th of June and second on the 7th of July. Later that month, the Olympics will kick off in Paris, so Macron's prestige is at stake. If he wins, he could take the stage as a resurgent world leader. If not, it could be an embarrassment. Macron may preside over the game as a lame duck president. And all of this makes one thing clear. The decision to call an election was a major gamble. It could make or break Macron's legacy.
Obviously today, the T20 World Cup Bangladesh has moved across to the West Indies. What can you expect from this?
Hello, I'm Alison Green, coming to you from Durban, South Africa. Today we have a special show.
Start with a report on India's shifting nuclear posture. For the first time since India officially became a nuclear power.
Hello and welcome to First Post America. I'm Aaron Ham, coming to you live from the nation's capital.